Hi, it's Steve. I want to talk to you about my course on my Don Allen tribute. I started out as a bartender magician, and this was in the early 70s. And back in those days, it was before I met my teacher, Slidini. And I was doing ring flights and chop cups and color changing knives and McDonald's aces and all this stuff that we did back then. And I was a big fan of Chicago bartending magic. I knew about Johnny Paul, Matt Schuim, I knew about Don Allen, and I admired all those guys. Years later, I was steeped in Slidini technique. I was in San Francisco one day in Joe Pond's Misdirection Magic Shop, um, and great magic shop. And Joe suggested this book, The Magic of Don Allen, The Legacy of Don Allen, in the class by himself. I'm going to mispronounce the name. John Rackenbaumer. This is a great book. And all of Don Allen's routines are explained in here, including some of the stuff that he did in his last shows. And there's an interview with him here. And he was one of the most copied magicians of his day, and he hated that. So I thought, well, I would like to do Don Allen stuff because it's so commercial. It's great for table hopping. And I did, but I wanted to do it using Slidini technique. I'm my teacher's student. And I wanted my own presentations. So what this course is how I used Don Allen routines, how I started with that, and how I changed the techniques to the way I was taught and changed the presentations. But the inspiration is from Don Allen. So I'm hoping that I've done it in a way that he would appreciate. So it's his chop cup, the chop cup, Benson bowl, there's a hat load, micro macro, it's the changing of a mini deck to a regular deck. I do it my own way, there's no gimmicks. So if you're looking for intricate sleight of hand, this is not the place for you. But if you're interested in really commercial stuff that lay people like, this is it. And another one of the many great lessons in Don Allen is management. I mean, he would put on a whole show with all this stuff, and there was a sequence of events and the way he managed his props and his transitions, and I think he was a great close-up magician, and I think there's a lot to learn from a study of his magic and hopefully my contribution. It's like Don Allen and Slidini got drunk and did magic together.